And if you need some last-minute holiday decorating ideas, Eliza Fournier from the Chicago Botanic Garden is here to show how to make something creative and beautiful with natural materials from your own backyard. All that and more next on Chicago Tonight. Some holiday music from ABBA, I guess. For the third year in a row, the Chicago Botanic Garden celebrates the season with an exhibit called the Wonderland Express. It features a holiday garden display with a replica of model trains and 80 Chicago landmarks. And they're handcrafted with all natural materials. Gardening expert Eliza Fournier is here to show us how we can save money by designing our holiday decorations with natural material from our own backyards. Eliza, it's good to see you again.
Hi, nice to be here.
First of all, why should people think about natural materials for their holiday decorating?
Well, one, they're going to want to do it after they see the Wonderland Express. They're going to be like, you can make all of this just with stuff from your yard, and they're going to be extremely inspired. I know my sister went home and created a whole tree, giant tree, all of stuff from that she found in my mom's backyard, which is really cool. The other reason is it's ecologically sound. I mean, this is basically a zero waste proposition here. You've got your tree that's totally compostable, and every single thing that's going on it, save these little teeny wires, is all compostable and can go back right into the earth.
And also you save money. You don't have to go out and buy decorations.
No, you don't
Who
have
isn't interested in saving money right now?
Yeah, this whole tree cost me $30, and the bulk of it was the tree, and it came with this handy-dandy little stand, too.
Well, before we get into how to make some of these, just give me an idea of the range of things that you have on that tree.
Well, I went out collecting. Obviously, the earlier in the season you go out collecting, the better your prospects are going to be. I went out yesterday when it was 5 degrees.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was a little chilly, but I found it was amazing what you can find. And I think that's a great thing about winter and summer, fall, and spring are so in-your-face beautiful in Chicago, and winter can be a little bit more hidden with her beauty, but we've got all kinds of stuff. We've got pine cones, rose hips, cinnamon sticks. We've got some dried flower heads up at the top there. Some little catkins up at the top here. What else do we have?
All these things were in your backyard?
Well, I cheated a little bit. I might have gone around the Botanic Garden a bit, which I do not recommend for the
But these are things that can be found in
these
backyards.
are things.
And if you're creative, and if you're walking by something and there's a pine cone that's fallen on the sidewalk or something like that.
Absolutely. Or even, you know, the guy was talking about loneliness, going over to your neighbor and saying, hey, I really love those dried hydrangeas in your yard. Can I borrow some? And you're making a connection,
mind if I have some? All right. Well, the techniques for putting them on your tree are not all that complicated.
No, super
and
easy.
you made, for example, you made this little wreath.
Yeah.
And it's not so tough to do.
No, it's super easy. You just take, the one thing when you're making a wreath, you want to make sure you have live twigs, because once they get older and deader, they're going to be less pliable.
Okay, so you have a fairly fresh twig.
Yeah, exactly.
And what is this from?
This is a red twig dogwood, which come in a variety of different hues. Some darker, some lighter and more vibrant. I really like this one. But all you do is you basically just twist it around itself, and it, you know, it's just super simple to do. And then it just makes this lovely little wreath and you can take probably 2 strands is just all that you'll need, and it kind of just wraps around itself, super simple. It's not
And the end result looks like this, and it is a this does have a double strand, so it makes it a
little more full. But you can see, how long did that take me? 30 seconds.
That's great.
So, and then you just hang it on the tree, and it looks really nice and beautiful like that.
Now, back to the pine cones. Again, the height of simplicity.
Absolutely. I mean, I have a variety of pine cones here on the table that all just, you can see they're so varied in texture and form and even color, and all you have to do is basically take your 2 simple tools, this easy floral wire that's readily available, cost me 99 cents. You just take a little piece like that, snip it off. You have your little pine cone here, twist it around, and you're ready to go.
Now, I would imagine if you wanted to get fancy, like you could put glitter on some of these pine cones and dress them up a little bit. But again, there's nothing to it. You've got the wire hanger here, so it's...
Yeah, you just put it right on the tree. And I like this one. You don't even need any glitter, because it kind of, the sap kind of makes it look like
it looks like it's already been
caps.
flocked.
I know.
Now, tell me about how you came up with this, what is this, a slice of orange or is this a slice of lemon?
That's a slice of orange. You'd be amazed. Those things sell for $12 a bag. And to be used for Christmas ornaments, when you can buy, you know, I made 7 of them from one orange that you can buy in bulk at the grocery store.
Now this is dried out. Did you dry it just naturally by leaving it on the counter, or how did you do it?
No, I sliced it very thinly and put it in a 200-degree oven for 2 hours, and it dried out really nicely. And you can see it's not gonna. It smells nice, but it's not sticky or juicy or anything. And you can just stick it right on the tree to provide a little bit more color.
Is this edible?
You could eat it. I'm not sure. My daughter definitely tried to eat it several times, and so did my dog, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay. Tell me about the cinnamon decoration.
The cinnamon sticks are just another, I know some people live in apartments or condos downtown and they don't have access to a lot of natural materials, so if you just raid your spice cabinet, cinnamon sticks are super, you can buy them in bulk for super cheap, put a little ribbon around them, they look like a little stack of logs, and put a little wire, and then you can hang them right on the tree, and they look quite lovely.
Eliza, as I look at the tree, it's kind of a limited palette. What are the more colorful kinds of things that you can find naturally and put on the tree?
Absolutely. I really like the red twig dogwood. I think is one of the more vibrant things. The other thing is there's blue juniper. The rose hips are great, and then this blue juniper. You can just add different texture and different shades of green to your tree. This one already has kind of a bluish green hue, but we'll just stick this in here, and it just looks like it's part of the tree and makes the tree a little bit more full. Some people were saying this looks a little bit like a Charlie Brown tree, but we're giving it some extra body with this juniper here.
You know, every tree deserves a little bit of love this time of year.
I know.
And you alluded to these earlier.
Yeah.
What is this?
These are rose hips, and actually if you just choose to not, if you have shrub roses and you choose to not deadhead them and you choose to not cut them back for the winter, they'll actually maintain and retain these beautiful vibrantly colored rose hips, and you can snip those and just place them, and they look like just as vibrantly colored as some Christmas balls. You just stick them right in there.
And a little bit more about the inspiration from the exhibit that you have at the Botanic Gardens. Tell me more about that.
Well, it's amazing. The exhibit, the Wonderland Express, includes 13 trains and 80 different historic Chicago landmarks, all made from natural materials. It's pretty stunning. There's waterfalls and stones. You can see the city skyline right there. It's pretty amazing.
And it's all made from natural materials?
Yeah, it's really amazing, the handicraft, the craftsmanship that goes into creating the exhibit. And it's a great way to get into the holiday spirit and just see a bunch of kids that are in total awe of all these trains going around. It's a beautiful, beautiful sight.
It is absolutely stunning. Now, are you decorating your tree at home with some of these elements too?
Some, and that's the nice thing. I think you can choose to go full bore with the whole tree decorated like this, or you can just choose specific elements. Like a lot of people, I think, get into the pine cones, adding the pine cones or the red twig dogwood wreaths, just as an accent to what the ornaments they already have. If you don't want to go out and spend more money on additional ornaments, and you want to fill it in. Okay,
so the holidays are over. What do you do with the ornaments?
Well, this tree, if you didn't have lights on it, you could stick it right outside, and it would provide beautiful ornamentation in your yard for the rest of the season. Or you can put peanut butter and birdseed. You can sprinkle it on just different parts, and it can be actually a bird feeder for your the birds that come through and migrate and stick around for the winter.
Some great ideas. Thank you as always.
Absolutely.
And that's our show for this Tuesday night. I hope you join